Kia ora and welcome to the Beer of the Week Drink Along. I'm Luke.
I'm Joe.
And we're drinking beers. Mosaic this
Mosaic,
week.
yes.
The hard to Google Beers Brewing Company.
Hard to find on Untapped.
Yeah, but easy to find when you're in Christchurch, when you pop along to one of their awesome venues to drink some fantastic beer and barbecue.
Yeah.
Barbecue's a good pairing for beer, hey?
Barbecue's good. I
Yeah.
like it. Barbecued veg, barbecued meat.
Barbecue all sorts.
Cheers.
So Mosaic, it is a single hop pale ale.
Strong pale ale.
A strong pale ale.
Yeah.
Not a style you see much of a strong pale ale.
No, definitely not in New Zealand.
Man, it smells great.
Does smell good.
Huge aroma on that.
Yeah, Mosaic's
Lovely.
a lovely hop.
Oh, so good.
It gives a real good old school West Coast vibe because that kind of bit of sweetness in there with the sort of slight resiny hop character, a lot of citrus.
Yeah.
Tasting good.
Yeah, unfiltered. You've got a nice bit of bitterness to it. So some of you drinking along with us, all of you thousands of people tuning into our YouTube, you may not have had a strong pale ale before. You might be confused. You might be thinking, well, strong pale ale, is that just an IPA?
If they'd called this IPA, I don't think anyone would be saying it's out of style guidelines.
Yeah, it could definitely pass as an IPA, and especially
Yeah.
these days, as I presume, well, of course there's a trend for people wanting to drink lower ABV beers, especially at hospitality venues, where you don't really want to drink 3.8% double IPAs. But also I think a trend with brewers releasing IPAs with lower ABVs, because it's really expensive to pay alcohol duty. It's going up again in a few days. It's just been released, just because brewers, when they release beers, obviously they need to pay an amount of money per litre of alcohol. So if you release a 5.8% IPA versus a 6.8% IPA, you can sell it for the same price often and save a massive amount in alcohol duty. So that's a big reason why we're seeing this trend. Well, two big reasons why we're seeing this trend. But back to a strong pale ale, Joe.
Strong pale ale, yeah. Mostly American breweries brewing this style. To where I've even seen it called an American style strong pale ale online. But yeah, it's, I suppose, because pale ales are so big in New Zealand and IPAs are so big, we haven't really seen it here.
Yeah.
But yes, a lovely beer, great malt character, a little bit of crystal in there, I would presume, just from tasting it, which is a slightly controversial addition. Some people absolutely despise crystal malt.
It kind of is like, I was chatting to a brewer a week or so ago that was just saying, crystal was bullshit and it shouldn't be in hoppy beers. There's definitely a lot of crystal hate. I think a lot of people sort of associate crystal flavours, which are those, caramel, biscuity flavours with oxidation perhaps. And definitely the trend really is here in New Zealand that people are like real super lean, stripped back, super light malt bases. And I suppose that is part of the beer style of a strong pale ale.
Yeah.
That there is more malt character to it.
Yeah, you got that lovely kind of copper hue rather than a bright yellow that so many pales and IPAs in New Zealand are.
And of course, crystal malt, is often used in a lot of traditional English real ale IPAs that a lot of people really hate, that sort of old world stuff. But I think used in the correct balance and used well, it can be a great addition if that is fitting to style. We at Small Gods did our big double IPA, which was the arms race recently, and that had a bit of crystal in there. And I thought it gave it malt character, malty backbone. That's a very overused phrase, but definitely part of it. So in moderation. You don't want a sweet, cloying Werther's Original IPA.
No. You definitely need to strike that balance. But yeah, I think back in the glory days of the West Coast IPA, there was a lot of crystal being used.
Yeah.
So that's why it's quite nostalgic
Old
in
school.
this beer.
Yeah. And Mosaic, brilliant hop. There was it's almost a bit of a shame that sort of trends come and go and happen, and brewers get all excited, and drinkers more importantly, because they're the reason brewers make these beers, because of what people are buying. And then these trends sort of fall off and people just forget about them, move on. And a trend that was pretty fun a few years ago was the smash beer style. So single malt and single hop, because you can do a lot with, there are a lot of single hops that are very versatile. You can use them for aroma and bittering, and you can do a lot with just lager malt. You wouldn't want to do a beer with just crystal malt, as we say, but you know, a beer that just has a really good quality ale malt, or just has you know, something like Vienna malt or a Pilsner malt. And there's just this whole plethora of hops that totally stand alone. And yeah, a lot of beers did come out maybe 8-9 years ago, but you rarely see smash beers these days. And also it's cool as a beer drinker to see beers that are just showcasing one single hop variety, so you can actually get a good idea of what Mosaic is like.
Yeah.
And as you say, delicious. But what are you getting out of this?
Bit of sort of candied orange, bit of stone fruit as well. Mosaic often for me is quite sort of nectarine peachy.
Yep.
A little bit of sort of resin in there as well. Yeah, just very, very drinkable for its 6.6%.
It is, yeah, really well put together beer. But unsurprisingly, as we chatted a little bit about last week, that beers have a lot of experience putting together recipes. So they've released hundreds, I think, did I say like 336 beers?
I think it was that, yeah.
So it's probably like 350 now, it's been a week. So like absolutely ridiculous amount of beers those guys put out. So they've honed various styles, so it's just a matter of sort of tweaking and changing things a little bit here and there. But yeah, they're starting to get into a bit of a core range, which is cool to see. So that was, because we had last week, that's one of their first.
Yeah, I believe that's the first of their core range. And this is going to be an ongoing series, I believe. So Mosaic is the first in their single hop series.
Perfect, so good to see.
Yeah, bring it back.
Yeah, heck yeah. So yeah, we chatted a little bit last week about beers. It used to be beers by Bacon Bros. So Bacon Bros are still going. You can go and find them in the Christchurch Farmers Market, buy some bacon products, and they will go beautifully with some nice beer, of which this is one. Solid, good time. I don't think anyone's going to not enjoy this week.
No, it's very, very likable beer.
Yeah.
I wish we weren't splitting the can.
yeah, I could definitely really having to slow myself down from just smashing this in 2 minutes. And talking of single hop varieties, at the Small Gods Tap Room quiz night last week, one of the questions was the half-time round was list 8 hop varieties, and all the teams did pretty terribly. So probably you guys that are watching this would have done it a little bit better. So come along to the quiz. It's every Thursday, and it changes drastically. I just write completely different rounds every week to make sure that everyone has a fair chance, whatever your skill set. I'm writing a round of questions on rice this week.
I've tuned out.
Yeah, sorry. Not a rice fan.
No.
Rice and beer. Other big news is the Midwinter Solstice celebration happening right here on Saturday from, all day, from 12 o'clock. And we are raiding the Small Gods keg library, of which it's pretty deep these days. We've got a few good wintry dark beers.
Yeah, it's going to be 8 dark beers on tap. Some fires, some marshmallows.
DJ Apparel Spritz
Dark
is playing
music.
a dark playlist.
I'm curious to know what that is, but
Yeah.
should be an awesome day. Lucy will probably wear some like goth clothing or
Yeah.
something. Just change it up.
Might be a hard sell to try and persuade her to change from her usual Hello Kitty attire to something a bit goth. But yeah, maybe we'll tap Balthazar.
Might do.
Yeah.
Might be Old St. Nick.
Okay.
Could
Maybe
be anything.
Maybe a certain Gunpowder Bock might make an appearance.
Might.
Gonna be a tasty time. All right. Thanks for joining us once again for the drink along. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
I'll not cheers you, 'cause your glass is empty. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.